Good afternoon. Good afternoon. First off, I want to start by first we want to start by thanking God. Without God, what would we be? Thanking God for another day of life, another day of strength. Thanking God for the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the hills, the valleys, the mountains. I want to thank God for it all. And so today is Testimonial Tuesday, and I mean, usually I do them in the evening, and so I know but today I'm gonna share my testimony. Today I want to share my testimony a little bit because I've been sharing other testimonies too, but today I feel like I want to come on and share a little bit of me, a little bit of my testimonies because you know I was when I was thinking about testimony Tuesdays today, I was thinking about life and the ups and downs, and I just want to come on and share a little bit for those that watch me for the first time, that haven't heard my testimony. I want to come on and share that. So, you know, without pain, I mean, without pain, you don't. Nobody wants to experience pain. Nobody wants to experience heartache. But sometimes, if you're able to, if you're able to, pain, pain can turn into your purpose. Pain can turn into your passion. Pain can help you to not only not only grow, but help you to reflect and look back and inspire others. Pain can help you find your purpose. And so, you know, a lot of course of growing up and the fast forward till now, you know, needs to say I've been through a lot. But needs to say I've been through a lot. And, sometimes when we go through certain things in our life, certain things happen or certain things don't happen, things that we want to happen, we tend to fault others, try to fault others, try to blame others. But the way I look at it, the way I see it, is, and I want to use the movie. I haven't seen the movie yet, but the movie people get a lot. Joe Jackson, Michael Jackson's father, getting a lot of flack behind Michael and spankings, like you know, I don't know. I can't speak for how you grew up. I know how I grew up. But we grew up. I grew up. If you got out of line, you got out of line, then mom made sure, or dad made sure that you got a little pat on your butt, and that'll make them bad parents because they chastise. But nowadays, nowadays, uh, they don't have any of that. That stuff it rarely goes on. It goes on in some cases, but what I'm saying is, without a little pain, especially when it comes to growing up and disciplining your children. You want them to do the right thing, and you want them to you know 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 certain boundaries. Like I was listening to a conversation today, and the daughter pretty much, in some sense, like respecting the dad, and he said, I don't play that. I don't play that. Don't don't talk like that. Don't talk like that, because that game, whatever game she got, take it from you, you'll never get it back for a long time. But I just want to come on here. I just want to come on here on this Tuesday and just doing the live and share that God is good. God is good, and without pain, without some pain. Oh, you come this way. Without some pain, then maybe you won't be able to find your purpose. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But whatever happens, when it happens, you know, press on. Press on. And make it a point, make it a valid point to walk, to talk, you know, to share God's goodness, God's grace, God's mercy with other people. You know what I mean? You may know, you may get it, you may not, but I can tell you. Let me get over here. I can tell you, you know, about all. I can give you a sob story, pretty much. What I'm saying, I can give you a sob story about life, about this, about that. I can shed tears and say this and blame, try to blame people for my shortcomings, or for who didn't do well for me, who wasn't there for me, and all kind of other stuff. But the fact of the matter is, wherever you are in your life, then it all boils down to a decision you want to make for yourself. You know, you say, oh, you got a certain age, or you know, you can't do this because you're a certain age, and you may feel like time has passed, or the time it's too late, or whatever excuse you want to make for yourself. Whatever excuse you want to make. Just know that whatever you want, you can have. Whatever you want, you can have. And don't feel like because you made a mistake, that that's the ending. That's the end all be all. That's the end all be all, because it's not. You can hit rock bottom. You can hit rock bottom in your life. You can hit rock bottom in your life and bounce back, and still not because of something you did, but because of God's goodness and God's grace and God's mercy. So knowing that is everything. And I had to come on here and share that and say that, because maybe somebody watching needs to hear it. Maybe somebody watching, maybe doubting themselves, doubting what they can do, doubting what they can accomplish, thinking all is lost. Trust me, talking to somebody that's been there. You're talking to somebody that's been jobless, and jobless with a Class A license is ridiculous. Jobless with Class A license and experience, and people that always hire truck drivers is like ridiculous. Like, you know, it's baffling, but it's a reason behind it. It's a reason behind it. Sometimes, in order for you to get where you need to go, God has to sit you down. Somebody told me that. Somebody told me that. I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. Sometimes, in order to get where you got to go, God has to sit you down. You know, because otherwise, if God doesn't sit you down, you won't better hear. You won't better hear or better know where He wants you to go. If God doesn't sit you down sometimes, you won't better know where He wants you to go. And it's best, hey, good afternoon, welcome to the live. It's best that you're sat down so God can get you where you want to go. So, you know, whatever happens, learn to blow with the wind. Wherever the wind takes you, wherever the wind carries you, just go to God about everything first. Let God be your foundation. And wherever you show up for yourself, and put God your foundation, and you show up for yourself and let God take care of the rest. You show up for yourself and let God take care of the rest. Because trying to figure it out, trying to do it on your own, is not going to work. And that's testimony within itself. That's testimony within itself. So, I know I'm not the only person that's God has been good to. If you want to share testimony, you can share that testimonytuesdays@gmail.com. That's testimonytuesdays@gmail.com. I usually read one every day, but I didn't do that today. I'm not doing that today. I figured I'd come on and share a little bit of mine, a little bit about me, about, you know, regards to where you are. Some people that haven't heard that me say that before, talking for the first time, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know, you can take everything you got away, and you can rebuild it right back if you want to. You know, so and material things don't even matter. Material things don't matter. You know, all it is illusion. Don't think financial money is good for right now is to take care of you while you're here, because you can't take none of it with you, or leave it to your people. But you can't take none of it with you. So the best thing you can do is to try your best to share and be able to impact others. Be a blessing to other people. Be a blessing to other people. That's the best thing you can do. Be a blessing to other people. And knowing that is everything. Knowing that is everything. You know, we live in an era where people care more about dogs than they do about human life. More about animals. This country cares more about animals than they do about human life. But that's the way it is. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. So, anyhow, you know, thanking God for it all. Thank God for it all. Thank God for it all. And, you know, I remember there was a time that, you know, people relied more on their spiritual father. People care more and relied more on their spiritual father than they did anything else. And, you know, made do with what they had. But nowadays, people get to a place where they feel like they made it. They feel like they don't need, they don't care to worship, to tell God thank you, to pray. None of that good stuff. All that is kind of out the window. All that's kind of out the window. And it's sad. It kind of makes you mad. That's a joke. That's a joke. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and share and share that message, share those thoughts while I was killing a little time. So I figured I'd come live and share and say that and get that out that no matter where you at, in your life, you could be homeless in the streets, nowhere to live, sleeping in the streets, sleeping in the road, sleeping in the cardboard box. And I shared that the story a while ago about the guy. And I was thinking about that. The guy, even the Wall Street Trapper, you know, he said you learn how to trade. You learn how to trade in prison. You learn how to buy stocks and trade. Now you teach other people to do the same thing. And that's my point. It don't matter where you at, where you were however long he was in prison. I don't know how long he was in prison, but he got out and decided to you know, he had to learn to invest, and learn to buy and sell stocks, and now he teaches other people how to do it. So, you know, once you learn something, nobody can take it from you. Once you learn how to do certain things or whatever it is, you know, nobody can take it from you. So focus on learning, focus on growing, focus on inspiring, focus on sharing and caring and adding value. If you can add value, if you can be a blessing to other people, then you know, do it, and you can. You just have to decide that's something you're gonna do. So with that, we're gonna get off of here. And again, thank God for another day of life, another day of strength. Thank God for the good, the bad, the ups and downs, the highs, the lows. We thank God for it all. So, happy Tuesday to you. Taco Tuesday. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you. Like I always say, tell somebody you love them, because you never know when you're going to go. You never know when they're going to go kiss someone you love. You never know when you kiss them again. Also, a kind word kind of just goes a long way. Say something kind, do something kind. You'd be surprised how that kind word that kind of changed somebody's life. I'm testimony to that, because the kind word kind of just changed my life. So with that being said, y'all be safe, y'all be blessed. I'll see you. I'm out. Peace.